In this video, I'm going to give you the exact system that I've used for myself and over 60 plus clients to sign at least 10 new athletes a month into our soccer training businesses. This is a system that allows you to stop relying on word of mouth, referrals, SMS and email, and other client acquisition methods that are just super slow, unreliable, and just downright inconsistent. And after building my own private soccer training business to over 6 figures a year within the first 12 months and working with 60 others on building theirs, the number one problem that you're dealing with right now is having a consistent and reliable way of signing at least 10 to 15 new athletes a month. One month you have 7 clients coming in, the next month you have 2 coming in, the next you have 12, and then it's back to 5, and it's just inconsistent, unreliable, and sometimes it's just plain scary because you're leaving the fate of your business in your current customers' hands, hoping that they're going to talk to others about your training, begging them to go refer you, right? And I know what you're feeling. I used to lose sleep at night hoping I didn't wake up to a text that a client was just leaving the program because I knew how hard it was to find more clients to replace them. Just totally leaving my business up to fate in hopes that enough leads would come in every month. But once I discovered my SBA system, I never had to worry about where my next new client would come from. And that's what's great about the SBA system is you don't need to go hand out more flyers and business cards. You don't need to go talk to more parents. You don't need to post more on Instagram and Facebook. You don't need to send out more texts and emails. And you definitely don't need to go beef up your referral program. And this SBA system only takes a few hours to set up and is consistently bringing in 10 new athletes a month on autopilot. So let's get right into it. Now, before I show you guys the system real quick, who am I? Who's this guy across the screen? My name's Noah Varner. I am a former Division I soccer player, played at UNCA player. I am now turned coach. I scaled my own private soccer training academy in the first year to 6 figures a year with over 100 active athletes in my program. And this is actually the program that I was running, all the kids that I was training. Okay. And by doing this allowed me the freedom to spend more time with my family and friends, travel, and just ultimately do what I love. My favorite thing in the world is to surf, and that's what I've been doing. Here's my family. We get to hang out a lot more. Here's my best friend in Puerto Rico. We went to Puerto Rico together, Costa Rica. This is like me in the Outer Banks on a Wednesday morning. I just woke up and went out and surfed because I had that freedom to be able to do so. Me in the apps, and then me in Barcelona. Okay, but by building this business to my dreams, this allowed me the freedom. And now as the CEO of the SBA, I teach coaches how to do the exact same thing so they can enjoy life as much as I have. Okay, so now let's get into the SBA system. After working with over 60 plus soccer training businesses and scaling my own to consistently sign at least 10 athletes a month to allow you to scale to 20, 10, 20, even 30K a month, there are 3 problems that you're going to need to solve. Okay. And you need to solve all 3 in a row to unlock 10 new clients a month, scale past 10, 20, 30K, and ultimately that freedom. You do not skip over. You can't solve one and not solve the others, right? So you need to solve all 3. All right. So we're going to start with problem 1. So problem 1 is not structured for scale. So you need to ask yourself, are you stuck doing a majority of one-on-ones and you have no time to train more athletes? Or are your athletes just showing up to training whenever? Like we all know how that goes. Like you do a per session thing and then the athlete shows up one week, the next week they are sick, and then the next week they have a music recital, and then 3 weeks later they come back to train, right? So are they showing up whenever they want, basically? And are you operating your entire business through your personal phone? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you have a scale problem. Right? You have a structure for scale. And the solution is simple. It's by structuring your business for scale. All right. So there's 3 factors that we first look at when we need to determine to restructure your business for scale. Okay. So factor number 1 is program scalability. Okay. So this is the scalability pyramid, and price goes up as the pyramid goes up, with the most scalable model being on the bottom and the least on the top. Okay. So obviously, one-on-one training is the least scalable model that you can do, which is ironically most of you guys are doing because you guys don't know how to open up group trainings, which is what I teach my clients how to do. And then later on, I'll teach you guys how to fill those up in problems 2 and 3. Okay. But one-on-one training is the least scalable. Here you can really, I've seen people charge is like $150 an hour, and that's it. And most of you guys that are watching are probably charging like $40 an hour, right? So it's super unscalable. Then at the next level is small group training. So this is perfect. This is when it's one coach and you got 4 to 6 players in there. Each player is being charged $50 a session. You got 6 players in there, and boom, that's $300 for the hour, which is awesome. And you can start to scale your business through small group training. Now, the most scalable model in the golden zone, what I call the golden zone, is the big group trainings and clinics. Now, I know what you're thinking, right? Like we can't produce results on a bigger level, right? And that's just purely not true. You're just not good enough coach yet, right? Because when you're doing one-on-one training, you're figuring out what works for players and what doesn't, right? Once you figure that out, you should be able to replicate those results within the small group and the big group trainings, right? Like my big group trainings, this was all technical trainings where I've ironed out in one-on-one sessions and I've figured out how to get consistent results for my players to consistently get them better and better and better so they keep coming back for more and more and more, right? So with the big groups and trainings, it's the most scalable because you can still do, you put 3 coaches out there. So let's say you have 18 players, you can get 3 coaches out there. Each coach is working with 6 players. So it's really just small group trainings, but a bunch of them at once in 1 hour. And that's how you maximize, right? So like if you have 6 players paying $50 an hour, that's $300, right? For the small group training. Now let's do it times 3 at the same hour, right? That's $900 for the hour. Let's say you rented a field for $80. That's $820, and then you paid 3 coaches out, $30 a session, right? Like we're looking at around 700, like 750, 725, whatever the number is, in profit for 1 hour of work. You do that 4 times a week, which is what I teach my clients, and 4 times a month. I mean, we're talking 2,400 just from 1 hour of training. So you see how you can make so much money, and that's how I was able to do that $1,500 or $15,000 month. All right. So that's program scalability. So you have got to move down and start in a small group and big group trainings. All right. Now, the second factor is your offer. Okay. So there's 3 things that go into an offer: value creators, committed athletes, and a premium price. Okay. So value creators is simple. So you need to understand that everybody is doing the exact same thing as you. Okay. I guarantee whatever area you're in, there are dozens and dozens and dozens of trainers that are doing private soccer training. And they're all charging the same thing, which is like a $40, $50 an hour for an hour of training, and it's not committed, and the kid can show up whenever he wants. Okay. So for you guys to be different and you to make money and get people to commit to you for 3-6 months, right, and get them to pay you up front in full, you have got to be different. And how you be different is simple. You make your program different. Okay. So you add value creators to your program. A value creator is essentially just something you add to your program that's going to make the athlete better outside of just training. And it's also going to add value to your program. So an example of this would be, you offer 4 sessions a month like you typically do, right? But then you give them an online drill library. So I actually teach my clients how to build their own app to assign drills to people. So they have their own online drill library. They're able to assign homework to people, goal setting sessions, training shirt, whatever. But I've got all of those things, right, in my session. Now line that up with Joe Schmo, who's only offering $40 a session, and he's only offering, 1 session per session. My training is going to look so much better, okay? Because you guys have to understand, right? Like people are willing to pay top dollar to get top dollar training. Everybody thinks like if I undercut my competition, I'm going to get more training. And honestly, you're doing yourself a disservice, but 2, you're screwing yourself over, because that's in the customer's eyes. You're making your training look crappier and crappier, right? Because it's a psychological thing. If parents see that, think about it, right? Like these are kids. We're dealing with athletes. They have expired dates. We have to get them as good as we can before they run out of time, right? So it's very important. It's very fragile, right? So when parents see a top dollar price of, let's say, $80 a session, they see a $40 session, right? But I've got different things in here, like, online drill library to do drills at home so they can train with us 24/7, homework assigned specifically for them. So they're always working on getting better, and it's double the price. They're going to look at those 2 prices and assume the $40 one is way less valuable than the $80 one. They're going to assume the $80 one is really top quality just based off of the price alone. Okay. And people will pay that. Everybody's so concerned that people aren't going to pay that. I mean, look at John here, 6-month deal, $1,800 up front. Reagan, $1,200 up front, right? Like people are paying this because they're providing so much value to their athletes, right? So with the value creators, and a simple example or a simple exercise that I do with my clients is write out everything that an athlete needs to get better, right? Like, so for instance, like, in-person soccer training, online drill library with technical drills, homework at home, maybe a nutrition guide, maybe a yoga guide, maybe a workout plan, maybe a training shirt, like all of these things. And then what you want to do is you want to cross out all the things that are high cost And then you want to keep all the things that are low cost, high value. So cost means time or money, right? And money is time. If you're spending a lot of time on something, you are spending a lot of money, which is what a lot of people get confused here, right? When you're doing one-on-one training here, it's high cost to you because you're spending a ton of time on this, right? Big groups and trainings and clinics, you're barely spending any time to make way more money, right? So it's the same thing with your offer here, with your value creators. So you want to keep the things that are low cost, high value. So things that don't take a lot of time to fulfill and are super duper valuable to the client. So an example of that would be an online drill library, right? It's low cost, high value because you can set it up one time and then you can have that thing for years. I mean, when I was running my soccer academy, I just had one drill library with 100 videos and I used that as an asset, as my selling point for years and years and years. I didn't even touch it, right? So it's low cost, high value. And then we want to stack as many of those as possible within our offer and then package it up, right? So our offer includes these value creators. Okay. So we've got our value creators, right? So now you need committed athletes. So that's part 2. So where most and almost every soccer trainer goes wrong is they're doing either a pay per session deal or they're doing a packs of session deal. And I'm here to tell you that stuff does not work and you'll never be able to scale your business that way because there's no commitment to it. All right. Even with the packs of sessions, or yes, they're buying sessions at a time, but you're not putting any time expiration on it, right? So they can take forever to use it. They could take 12 months to use it, right? And then even worse, you have to go back and resell yourself every time, resell them back into the program, which is just exhausting. And you'll never be able to scale your business, where you're doing that 15K a month, you're doing that 124 a month, like a year, like you're never going to be able to get to that level by just doing that, right? So you need to put them on 3, 6, or 12-month recurring commitments. Okay. So basically what that means is when you have your offer with all your value creators, then it's a minimum 3-month commitment. I did not let any athletes into my program unless they committed for 3 months because I knew that in 3 months I could get them X result and they are never going to want to leave after that because I made them so much better that they're going to be like, oh, I need this. So they're going to stay in my program. Where almost everybody goes wrong is they only do pay per session or a few session packs, right? And the kid does, 3 or 4 trainings over the span of like 3 months and is like, oh, it's not working. I guess we don't need the trainer anymore, right? Like, obviously it's not working because they're not showing up every week. They're not doing the homework at home. They're not doing the online drill library, and they're not doing it consistently for months and months and months. You guys are all former athletes. You guys know as well as I do that you have got to be committed to the grind for several months at a time to see results. You don't just show up to the gym 1 month or 1 week and then 3 weeks later you show up again and then you're super strong and ripped. That's just not how it works, right? You have to consistently go in, and that's what you need to make your players do. You have to make them commit to you, show up every week, and do 3, 6, 12 months at a time, right? Because I guarantee you guys, they will commit to you. They're committing to music recital. They're committing to their club soccer. They're committing to this other BS because those are actual businesses. They're running them like actual businesses and making their players commit, right? So you have to do the same thing. You have to see yourself as a business and you're the commitment. Right. So then they have to go cancel their other things so they can commit to you. All right. And then you get them on 3, 6, 12 months at a time on a recurring subscription with either a 30-day or a 21-day cancellation notice. So what that would do is when people want to cancel your services, they just tell you, 21 days or 30 days in advance, whatever you got. Like Peterson down here, Peterson does a 14-day. I know Christian does a 14-day. I know Gabe does like a 21-day, I think. But you get the idea. You want to do a cancellation period where they are sending you an email, how many days before your cancellation period saying, hey, we're not going to continue on the 3 months. So then you can cancel their subscription. And then you have 30 days to find a new client, right? Instead of what you guys are doing, which is like a packs per session or pay per session with no commitment, they can just leave whenever they want. And then you're out that money for a month. How are you supposed to build an income? How are you supposed to live off of that full time and depend on that money, right? You can't. It's impossible. So you have to get them to commit, and then you have to get them to do cancellation periods. And then let's say, they cancel within that period, then they're charged a cancellation fee of like a month. So you at least have time to prepare and find somebody else to bring them in. And then they're on recurring subscriptions. So I teach my clients how to set up recurring subscriptions through Stripe. So then it automatically charges people's bank accounts. So they don't have to keep going back out and reselling themselves to their clients. It would just pull the money from their bank account, and then the client has to come to them to cancel it rather than you going to them to get the money, right? Which is prime time. This is exactly what you want. Okay. So you want an offer with value creators in it that put that makes you look like top dog in the market. You're the best training in the market. Okay. You want committed athletes that are committing to you 3, 6, 12 months at a time. And that starts with offering that in your offer. And then you want to slap a premium price to it. Okay. You want to charge a price that you are worth. Please stop charging and undercharging people. You are doing yourself a disservice. Like I said, you are looking less valuable by doing that. Okay. Charge a premium price that you're worth, just like John here, right? $1,800 up front for 6 months of training, right? Reagan, $1,200 up front, 3 months of training, right? You guys are scared to charge that, which I understand because you just don't know how to sell something like this, and you're not confident in your program because your program sucks. So you need to make your program better, get people to commit to you so you get better results, and then slap a premium price on it. All right. And then the third thing is your backend systems. Okay. So most of you guys are probably running your business on your phone. Okay. So you're probably doing all the texting through your personal phone number, right? Maybe you've upgraded to Google Sheets where you're organizing all your leads. And I'm here to tell you that stuff does not work. You're not going to be able to do that at scale. Okay. I want you to think, can you take on 3 times the amount of clients right now and be able to handle the volume that you're doing right now? More than likely, no. Right. So you need a CRM. CRM is a customer relationship manager. It's essentially a system that manages and organizes all of your leads. So for my guys that I work with in here, I give them their own CRM that's built specifically for soccer coaches. That builds a website for them, that builds an app for them, that does all their payments and scheduling for them. It assigns homework and drill library, and more importantly, it manages and organizes all of their leads and does all that lead outreach. And then what you can do with that is you can build automated systems where we can send out automated texts. So I'm going to go on that in a second, but like I teach my clients how to set up automations where when a client signs up on a website, they automatically get a text from us to spark a conversation, or automatically send an email, or automatically send the onboarding stuff when they sign up. Right? But you need to build automated systems to save time on the back end. And then the app, right? Like building an app, like John's got their own app, Reagan's got their own app. It was a game changer for me because it just adds so much value. What coach in your area is offering these things with an app? Nobody, right? And that's how I was able to blow up my business because I was different, right? So by having a scalable offer, committed athletes, and back-end systems in place, you're going to be able to pass that 3x rule and begin to bring on new clients. And that's when you're going to go and run into problem 2, which is a lead to sales system. Okay, so you need to ask yourself, are you getting ghosted by leads right now? Right? Are you sending out text messages and they're not responding? Are you sending payment links to potential clients and they're taking days, weeks, months at a time to pay, right? Or they never even end up paying, right? Or are you wanting to raise your prices, but you're scared, right? Like if you, most of you are going to answer yes to this problem. You have a lead to sale process problem. Okay. It's one of the biggest problems in this industry. Now, what's the solution? You've got to build a killer lead to sale process that leaves no lead untouched. Okay. So by optimizing your lead to sale process, you're going to have a much higher percentage of leads convert. Okay. So what that means is basically like, if you have 10 clients that come in and you sign 4 of them, that's a 40% conversion. But if you bring 100 in and you only sign 4, that's only a 4% conversion, right? Which is probably what most of you guys are doing because you haven't optimized this lead to sale process. Okay. And this is something that you can improve your business in now. Like you don't need more leads until you iron this specifically out. Because look at the example that I just gave you, right? Like I would much rather bring in 10 leads a month and close 4 of them than bring in 100 leads a month and close 4 of them. Why? Because I'm converting at 40%. So that means my lead to sale process is killing it. So all I have to do is just double, triple, quadruple the amount of leads come in, and I'm going to double, quadruple the amount of business that I do and the amount of clients that I do, which I go over in the next problem. All right. But you could do this in your business right now and start making more money right now. All right. Now, what is a lead to sale process? A lead to sale process is just essentially the process from a lead coming in all the way to them becoming a client. All right. So a lead pops in, right? The first thing that you need to do is you need to start a conversation with them. All right. You need to start a conversation. You need to just qualify them. Okay. So we don't want to just take anybody. You can take anything away from this video, niche down into a certain work of athletes. Okay. So for me, like I worked with only 8 to 14-year-old athletes who were rec/middle class players that were in my area. So that's what I'm going to do in the first convo. So like I said, I've got my clients, I taught them how to set up an automated text. So when somebody signs up on their website, it will automatically send a text to spark a conversation. It's just something simple like, hey, this is Coach Noah from MV5 Academy. Is this a good number to text you? They most likely will respond. And then I start talking to them. It's an active lead. And then I start running them through qualification questions. So I go, okay, how old's your athlete? 8 to 14. Okay, perfect. Where are you guys located? Okay, perfect. You guys are in our area. What level are they playing at? Boom, perfect. Okay, this is a qualified lead. So now I know they can continue down our sales process. Right now, where most of you guys go wrong is you just only do the texting, right? Like you send out a text, right? And let's say they don't respond, you just like, oh, okay, well, these leads aren't responding. No, that's not how it works, guys. Like, yes, we set up automated texts, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have felt this when you go to training and you're training a kid and then 2 hours, a lead comes in, you can't respond to it. And 2 hours later, you respond after training and they never respond. And then you're like, the lead's toast. Well, look, one, you solve that problem by setting up an automated text message that texts them within 3 minutes of them signing up. So it activates them immediately. But two, let's say they don't respond. You have got to call them. Get on the phone and call them. Okay, call them twice. And then the next day, call them. The next day after that, call them. The next day after that, call them. If they don't respond, then whatever. Okay, but you will convert so many more leads by just getting people on the phone. Okay, it's so easy to blow you guys off by you on your phone. It's so easy to ignore you, right? But it's hard to ignore somebody who gets on the phone because that shows somebody who cares, right? Because you have to think, you're not selling people, okay? This is not slimy. You have got to get people into your program because that athlete out there needs your help and it is your job to get them into your program. So by you not calling up the parent because you're scared and you're scared to get yelled at, right? That you're doing the athlete a disservice because the athlete doesn't make the decision. If the athlete had the decision, he would join the program, right? But the parent has to, and a lot of these parents don't understand the game. They don't understand how valuable private training is, right? So by you not calling them up and explaining that to them, they're never going to join, and that athlete's left with no training, and now he's not going to go play in college, or he's not going to get to the next level, and that's your fault. Okay, so that's how you need to look at it. It's your responsibility. So we get them to a convo. Then there's two things that we do. I personally like going around the trial session and just going to a straight closing call. So basically, the conversation is just to qualify them. If they're a qualified lead, I put them to a closing call where I sit down with them and talk to them. But I'll go into that in a second. But what a lot of my clients like to do is trial session. This is a big thing. So it's basically called a lead magnet, all right? This video right here is a lead magnet. So what it is you do a free trial or a paid trial where essentially you go from conversation, you book them into a 30-minute session with you. It's totally for free, or you pay them, whatever. And they come in, they try out your session. They absolutely fall in love with it. And then it's easier to close them from there. And they want to get a taste of the session, right? Now, Robbie, they do 7 tasters this week, 20 clients over 2 weeks. He signs up a ton of his trial sessions. That works really well for him, and they're free trials. Now, Reagan scheduled 4 trial sessions this week. What she does is she makes people pay like $25, and then they come in and they're already committed because they paid that money. But it's like enough money where it's like you're committed, but it's not enough to where they're like, oh, this is too much. Like, I don't know if I want to pull the trigger on the trial session, right? Like, more than likely, almost all of them are going to pay the $25, right? So then they get them to a trial session, blow their mind because they're such great coaches. And then boom, now they've got them. And then they get them to a closing call. And a closing call is simple. You get on a Zoom call with people and you talk to them about their problems. You sit down with both of the parents and the player. You talk about their problems, where the player wants to go, or where the player is, where the player wants to go, and what's holding them back, and the problem and pain points that's holding them back from that. Okay. And then you tell them how your program is going to solve those pain points. And then you pitch them a premium price for your offer, right? Like we talked about up here, your offer that's got all the value creators, that's getting them to commit with a premium price. You pitch them that premium price, and then you sign them on the call. You collect payment on the call. Okay. Just like Peterson here, 2 leads, 1 sign, $2,000 1-year contract, right? Just like John up there who did 1,600. Like, you have to get them on call. You can't just send a payment link over, guys. It's impossible. Nobody's going to look at a $2,000 payment link and just barely talk to you and be like, yeah, this is a good idea. I trust you. Like, no, that's just not how it works, right? You have got to get them on the call. You have to run a proper sales call and make them see that they have issues that you can solve. And then from there, you close them and ask for payment on the call. You want to change your business and life forever? Ask for payment on the call. Do not let people walk. Right? Because people will walk and then they'll start talking themselves out of it. They'll talk themselves out of it. They'll be like, oh, we don't need this, blah, blah, blah. In reality, they do need it, right? But they'll go make up excuses to talk themselves out of it. And then they're in the exact same problem that they were in, 6 months ago. And they're going to stay in that problem. And that's a problem because then that athlete is still suffering and is not getting to the next level. And that is on you because you cannot close. You don't know how to run proper sales calls and you're scared to get on the calls and ask for money. Okay. I teach my clients how to do that. We do sales training every single week just purely for this closing call alone, right? Because it's so important, right? And getting payment on the call. Okay. So by optimizing your lead to sale process, now you're getting ghosted less, you're closing more clients, and you're comfortable charging a premium price that you're worth. Did not spell premium right. Soccer player, not a speller. Okay. So now on to problem 3. So we've got our structure. Now our sales system's kicking butt. So we're converting a high percentage of leads. Now it's the fun part. Now we're ready to start bringing in a ton of leads. Okay. So problem 3, and that almost every single coach on planet Earth has, is not having a consistent and reliable way of generating leads for their business. Okay. So ask yourself, are you relying on word of mouth and referrals for new clients? Probably. Are you generating less than 40 leads a month into your business? Definitely. Are you signing less than 10 new clients a month consistently? Yes, 100%. If you answered yes to any of those problems, you have a lead gen problem. Okay. And the solution is simple: social media. Now, more specifically, Instagram and Facebook. Now, I know what you're thinking, right? Like, you're already posting on Instagram and Facebook and it's barely getting you clients. Maybe you're posting every day and you're barely getting clients from it. Or you're posting and people from, nowhere near you are inquiring about it. And it's because you're using the platform incorrectly. All right. There's 2 words that you need to know: organic and inorganic. Organic stands for free marketing. Inorganic stands for paid marketing. Okay. It's a really simple concept. So what organic is you put out a post for free onto your social media. Okay. You put it out there, and what the algorithm does is it sends it everywhere. It sends it everywhere around the world. Send it to Australia, Asia, Europe, North Carolina, California, Texas, sometimes your local area, Alaska, right? You'll send it to all of these places, and then it's going to see where it interacts the best and gets the best engagement. And then it's going to target those places, right? So if it engages the most in California, it's going to target California, but you're over in Virginia, right? So that's a problem. So that will explain like why you guys are posting and you're getting people interested in your service that are nowhere near you, right? Because you're doing organic free marketing. Now, if you do inorganic, so paid traffic, you basically post the same video that's an ad with a simple hook value call to action. You post the video and then you pay a simple $10 a day to run it in your local area. So then it's only Facebook and Instagram will only show that ad in your local area, right? Instead of sending it everywhere, they'll just send it to everyone in your local area, which is crazy, crazy, crazy powerful. Like, this is the best and most reliable way to generate leads locally. And this doesn't mean boosting your Instagram posts. Don't boost your Instagram posts. It doesn't work. Maybe you've done that in the past. Boosting your Instagram posts does not work. You spend more money to do it anyway, and the targeting sucks, okay? You want to run your ads through Facebook Ad Manager, targeting parents of whatever age you train in a 15 to 20 mile radius of your training location, okay? So meaning, if you want to train only an 8 to 14-year-old soccer player in a 15-mile radius of your training location, then we can target parents who have that, right? And then you could run an ad calling out parents of soccer players ages 8 to 14 in your area. So then every single parent with an Instagram and Facebook account will see your ad and become a lead. I mean, it's absolutely insane. So check this out, right? So if you live in St. Pete, right, I can run an ad in here, and everybody in this bubble, every parent in this bubble is going to see my advertisement. So I can set up a simple ad where it's like, if you're a parent of a soccer player ages 8 to 14 in the St. Petersburg area, and you're looking for top quality soccer training, then click the link below for a free trial, right? Something really, really simple. Then every single parent in this area is going to see that ad and interact with it. And then what I can do is I can target parents of whatever age group that I'm looking for. So if parents with preteens of 9 to 12 years, parents with 13 to 17 year olds, parents with early school children, 6 to 8 year olds, right? And then I can target parents who are soccer fans as well. So I can target a soccer fan with a kid 6 to 8 in the St. Petersburg area. And then every single lead that comes in is going to be a soccer fan who's got a kid this old. Boom. It's insane. You guys have got to understand that Facebook has a scary amount of data on all of you guys. Like, they know who you are, what you do, who you hang out with, what gym you go to, what food you like, what's your favorite TV show. They know everything about you. So you can use that data and leverage it to sign clients. Just like Robbie, 7 clients this week, Noah, 27 new clients in 3 weeks. 6 new players for Gabe, 6 players trying out next week, right? John, he launched an ad 48 hours ago. That's 28 leads on $66 spent. Okay, that's more leads than what most of you guys are getting in a month. He did that in 2 days, and it's all through the power of ads, right? Just like Ethan, just like Christian, like they're all using these advertisements to drive leads into their business. Now, look, as long as you have the right hook value CTA with a lead form attached and good copy, you're going to succeed at this, right? But you can't just throw up an ad for fun without knowing what you're doing, because that's a great way to light money on fire. Okay. I see all the time people start to boost Instagram posts or run ads and they have no idea what they're doing. They don't know how to set it up. They don't know how to set up the right targeting. They don't know how to set up the right demographics. They don't know how to set up the right copy and stuff. And then they just screw themselves and they blow a bunch of money, right? If you know what you're doing, it's so deadly. And why it works is because it's pay to win, meaning the more you spend, the more you earn. And you guys should know this. You're in America. Soccer is a pay to win sport. We all know it. It sucks, but it's true. It's the same thing with ads. The more you spend, the more you earn. Because how it works is simple. Facebook wants you to spend more money with them. Okay. So what they're going to do is they're going to put the ad out to people to get as many clients as possible for you. Because then what's going to happen from there? If you're getting a lot of clients, you're going to do what? You're going to continue to spend more money with them because you're getting more clients. All right. So in turn, the more money you spend, the more clients they're going to feed you, the more leads that they're going to feed you, because then you'll want to keep coming back to spend more and more and more. Okay. And which is awesome incentivization to grow your business. Now, industry average across all industries in the world for any business on Facebook and Instagram is a 5-to-1 return, meaning for every dollar that these people are spending, they are returning $5 on average. Okay. So if you had a machine right in front of you, for every dollar you put in, you made 5 on the other side. How many dollars would you put into that machine? All of them. The answer is all of them. You would put as many dollars as possible into that machine. And that's the exact idea. Like, this is the only marketing strategy in history where you can put your trainings, your videos exactly in front of your exact audience that you're looking for, which is parents, right? No business cards and flyers are going to do that. No SMS and email, none of that is going to do that at the scale that this is going to do it for you. Okay. That's why it is so crazy powerful, and why you see my clients are getting crazy results, because people are figuring out how to run ads. And I guarantee you, if you do not figure out how to run ads, you are going to drown, because then your competition is going to figure it out, and then they're going to take the whole market from you. Because imagine you're all these parents in the area, their social media is filled up with your sessions. They're not going to see anybody else but you. So that's why they're going to sign up with you, because they're constantly seeing you all the time. That's the purpose of marketing, guys, right? If you came here, you probably saw all my ads. I fill up your screen with my ads. It's the same thing for you. We want to fill up these parents' screens with your ads, so then they are always thinking about you. You're always top of mind, and they're joining your program. Okay. This is the only lead gen system alone is the only lead gen system you're ever going to need for your training business. Okay. So if you're a private soccer coach who's struggling to grow your training business, and you want a consistent and reliable way to find clients, you want to help more athletes in the community while working less, you want to make at least 10K a month while doing your dream job, and you want the freedom to travel, spend time with your family and friends, and just ultimately enjoy life, then I can help you. Okay. How? I'm the CEO of the SBA. Okay. So we are a one-on-one mentorship program to help private soccer coaches grow their business. Just like how you guys coach players one-on-one or in groups, we do, to get them to the next level, we do the exact same thing. We all agree you need a coach, right? Your players need a coach. That's going to get them to the next level. I'm going to coach you on how to get to the next level. And how I do it is simple, guys. All right. So I've got a full-scale community with over 59 players in here, all in here sharing wins. Like Paulo just closed a 3-month deal. Here's everybody's totals for the month. Christian just did 13 grand last month. 15 people signed up last month, right? 1,600 paid in full. Peterson signed 2 players last week. Paulo closed his first 3-month last week. Ahmad got 1,200 for 3 months. Okay, so we're in here asking wins. Look, we're in here sharing questions. So whatever you guys need in here, we're always answering the questions. And then we do a group call a week where we jump on and we do sales training, right? So I've got sales training where I teach all my clients how to close upfront deals and actually get payment over the phone to grow their business. And then you get a full scale backend modules where I literally dog walk you through this entire thing. Like you could go through these modules alone and have a 10K a month soccer training business. Okay. Starts everyone from opening up your groups, teaching you how to create the best offer, how to raise your prices, all the way to qualifying leads, making your lead to sale process that we talked about today, sales training 101, and then setting up your ads in the best possible way to get the best return for your investment. And then Facebook and Instagram ads. I script out the ads with you on one-on-one calls, and then we plan the ads together. We create the ads. I have an editor in the group that will edit them for you. And then I show you how to target and launch them correctly, split test, all that kind of stuff. And then if you're just starting out, like I give you LOC, Stripe banking, I give you the agreement and contract. I show you how to set up your app. I show you how to set up your website, all of these things, right? Everything that you need to be successful in a soccer training business, I give to you. So if you're interested and you want to grow your soccer training business and you're serious about it, then go book in a call with me. It's really, really simple. You just come in here, guys. You pick a time. You come in. It's a small application with a couple questions. If I feel like you're a good fit, we'll jump on the call, and then we'll jump on the call. We'll talk about the program. We'll talk about the investment. I'll give you guys an offer, and then we'll move forward from there and get the ball rolling and get you onboarded and start changing your life today. Okay. So who is this not for? One, this is for coaches only looking to grow a few more athletes. If you're only looking to bring on like 2 or 3 more athletes, like you're not really serious about this business, and fair play, but we cannot help you grow your business. So please don't book in a call. If you're a coach that's not committed to growing their business, we can't help you either, right? Like just like how you guys don't want to work with clients that are uncommitted and don't show up all the time and aren't all in on your trainings, we don't want to work with people that are all in on growing their business. Right. So if you're not committed to actually growing this type of business, then please don't book in a call. All right. And then the third and final thing is coaches who value money over time. All right. You guys need to ask yourself, right? What is more valuable to you? Is it money or is it time? For me, it's time, right? I would much rather spend a bunch of money to get to where I want to go much quicker than trying to figure it out for months and months and months. So you can totally go and try to figure all of this out. And I've seen people go days, weeks, months, years trying to figure out this type of business, or you can come to us and collapse the time frame and get to where you want to go in 3 months time. 3 months time, we will put you where you want to be in your business, right? But if you value your money over your time, then we cannot help you. Simple as that. Okay. I've spent quite literally tens of thousands of dollars to get where I'm at. I just turned 24 and I've built 2 6-figure companies, all because I put money down to get to where I want to go much, much quicker. So if that is what you're willing to do, then go book in a call with us. If you value your money over time, though, please don't, respectfully. Okay. So that's everything for today's video, guys. I hope you got a ton of value out of it. Please go book in a call with us right now. Let's go change your life. If you please like, comment, subscribe in the comment section, please let me know what you enjoyed about this video so I can make more of this type of content, and any other suggestions that you think or any questions that you have. You can also hit me up on Instagram at @TheRealNoahVarner. Shoot me a DM. We can open a conversation, talk. I can answer some of your questions there. But that's everything from today's video. Hope you guys got a ton of value. Go make some money. Go book a call with me and change your life. Peace.